Coach, there are a few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect clear afternoon. Heck, you can see all the way to Mount Rainier in the distance here at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
And the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. Brees leaves this one with Kamara. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Rush in. You kill. Rush in.
To throw, it's Brees. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
3rd play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Brees. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a gain.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now a first-time Pro Bowler from a year ago, Lamar Miller. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
It's 3rd and 1.
Foot, 380. Check, 47. Alert.
Now Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. That'll get him the first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. On first down, Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And despite the fancy footwork we saw, they'll get to him just inside the 15. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8 on the Seahawks' 13-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Breeze now. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Bobby Wagner, the former second-rounder out of Utah State, with a sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. To throw is Breeze. And this is caught at the 8. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. On 4th down, off goes Drew Brees, and on comes the Saints kicker, Will Lutz, for the field goal attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves, maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he whips that one incomplete there. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And it's 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Mike 47. So don't say nothing. Check your hot read. Watch that. Hold up. 14, find it.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Ready. 95-56. Kill.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Wilson. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Set the tone, defense.
A first down carry now for Miller. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming.
Check by 47. Are you getting ahead? Are you getting ahead? 36 power. One fluff. 47.
Now on 2nd and 13. Wilson, he's got the hook up to Miller. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 34-yard line.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him over-reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing again here, Wilson. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. A shotgun handoff now to Miller. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had the incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Go 14. 47's the mic, boy. 47. Check.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 33-yard line.
Ready?
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, you got 3. You got 3. 3 down. 3 down. Kill. 56, right there.
On the ground, Kamara. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Yellow waiting. Kill.
Brees going to try and throw on 3rd down. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
Ready. Yellow waiting. 54. Here we go.
Brees now on 1st down. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Brees looking long for Thomas. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Ready.
Game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get one play before the 2-minute warning.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down.
Now Brees on 3rd down. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he's got this down to the 35. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Brees to throw. He gets it to Thomas. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 23.
Come on, one thing for sure, you know that Michael Thomas is going to be the target on a 3rd down pass, and Drew Brees finds him and keeps this drive moving.
Brees now on 1st down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Sammy!
Throwing now is Breeze. It's caught by Sanders. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The penalty set him back. Now a big play moves him forward. It's 2nd down. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the 2nd. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Wilson now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a 1st down. Here's Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Wilson on 3rd down. He may try and run for this. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 30. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this 1st half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Check, 47. Let's go, D. Friday. Hey, alert.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Airing it out for Olsen. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Malcolm Jenkins on the coverage.
So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will Stay right where it is. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
47 right, 47.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And able to find Dorsett. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Philip Dorsett, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are back within a single score. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
From the gun, Wilson. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
The Saints take over first and 10.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Their own 35-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Kill.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. Tackle coming from the safety, Trey Flowers.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
54 miles. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down.
You got nothing.
Bree's going to throw. Looking for Sanders here on the deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
Switch. 5-9.
To throw, it's Breeze. They complete it to Hill. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
He's cracked. Over.
Kamara. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Ready. 95-56. 95-56. Slam.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. The Saints on 4th down last year, 13 of 16, second best in the league, and they'll try it here. Breeze to throw for it on 4th. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Shaquem Griffin, he was relentless there as he hits home for the sack. And you wonder, Charles, could that decision come back to haunt them later?
And it really could, because in this situation, you kick the field goal in a tight game like this, that's a good play. But maybe what he's saying to himself is, I'm just not a big proponent of the old idea that any possession that ends in a kick I'm happy with. He wanted to be really aggressive.
A little twist here in the 3rd quarter. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
25. Check 25. Check 25. 47.
Now Wilson operating from the gun. This is Miller, complete. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Here we go. Mike 56. Mike 56. Let's go, D. Mike 50. Alert. 56. I'm trying to collect. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board, so let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He's forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Ready, 5-8, 5-8. 54 Mike. I know he ain't got it.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. How good has he been throwing the football, though? And despite that incompletion, that's just the third time he's been off target this entire game.
And, Brandon, I've been on the other side of this equation, trying to defend a guy who's been this hot, and it chips away at your confidence. And when you're not confident when you're trying to defend, it makes you slower to the football, and it leads to more completions for them.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Breeze. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that. Anytime we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Drew Brees, 6 fourth-quarter comebacks a season ago, and that led the NFL. He'll try to deliver another one.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking.
Again, it's Kamara. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They fake the give. Here's Breeze. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. There he goes left side. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Breeze now. No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, it's Breeze. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he'll be out right at the 35. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Breeze again. Airing it out deep for Smith. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Again, they'll throw with Breeze. Now Breeze lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. 30, the 20, 10, 5. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up 1st and goal at the 5.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. And they'll give Miller another crack. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll try to run with Carson. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Seahawks capitalize on this short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 46. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
It's a loss of a yard, bringing up 3rd and 12.
Cut, 315. Mike, 47. Down to lose 1.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Come on.
And the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. Following the penalty, it's Camaro. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Shaquille Griffin in on the stop defensively. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
So the victory here for Seattle, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Seahawks, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they'll fall to 1-2.